Okay.
Hello, guys. This is me, Vilius from the Snooker Pro Club, and here is Bulcsu Revesz, who is one of the leading Hungarian stars and also under 18 European champion 2023. Welcome, Bulcsu, to the stream. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can, I think.
Yeah. So, Bulcsu, you are under 18 champion. You became in Malta. How was the championship run for you? Can you hear me?
Quite difficult because didn't start well. You know, I was struggling on the under 16s days before that, and that struggling was going on still in the groups of the under 18s. But in the last match of the groups, I found something, but made me harder, more confident. I found the right cue action and anything, and I started to build the breaks well. And I turned to be so confident. So in the last 32. Sorry.
I just wanted to ask, so what happened? Did you adapt to tables, or somebody, mentally happened that you just said, whatever, I just play my game?
Yeah, I think there was something wrong with the first 5 tables. You don't know that because you only arrived for the men, but the lighting was terrible on the under 16s and on the groups of the under 18s on the first 5 tables, because there was no not the right lamps were above the tables.
Yeah.
So
I've been there, so I know that there was a little bit shadow.
Only 3 lamps. And only 3 lamps were above the table at the start in the first 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then 4 more reflectors arrived, and the lights just turned to be good and playable for everyone, because I was struggling with that. And I found my right cue action, and I started the under 16s like I have to win the tournament because I'm the strongest player, and I didn't concentrate all of the matches just for the win, and it's not right. It's not the winner mentality.
Yeah. So
there was that lose in the last 8 of the under 16s. That was like a hit in the face, and I just realized that I have to concentrate only for the present match, what I play, for the frame what I play, and that was what made me stronger. And I started to build the breaks, even in last 32 against the countryman Eric Nagy. I built 60 something and 80 something 3 frames. On the next match against Artem Surzhikov in the last 16, I built 350 plus breaks against Philip Collins in the last 8 as well. So that was really good, and I was struggling against him as well. So
Bulcsu, you're a little bit gone, into probably connection is a little bit random. You there? Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. You?
Okay, the connection was gone again for some reason. Anyways, you had a very tough run to under 18 championships. You had a good match against Philip. a Latvian
Yeah,
guy. He's
yeah.
a nice player,
So
you know?
just yeah, and just to continue. Sorry. Um, he was 2-0 and 47-14 up against me. So I was sorry.
No problem.
I'm just in a hotel and all of the people just running through me all the time. So I was so pleased to win even only one frame against him because he played really well. I played like shit on the first 3 frames, but somehow I made the clearance in the 3rd frame and I win the 3rd frame. There was 2-1, and he started to fight against himself. Basically, started to struggle, and I turned the match to my side. I was leading 3-2, and after 3-3, I won the decider 81-0. So the deciding frame was 81-0 for me. So that was quite good, and I was so happy to go until the semi-final as well. What I did 2 years ago against Artemis, that was a tough match as well. I think it's clear that I played so much better than him on that match. So I was the stronger in the most important situations. I was leading 3-1. Okay, he came back to 3-3, but I was enough stronger to win the decider again. And yeah, so that was a really hard match for me. But at the start of the final, I was so confident because I knew that I found the right way to win a championship, and I found my right form, how I actually play, and how should I play all the time. I really enjoyed the game, just concentrating only to one match, not anything else. And yeah, so I felt myself like I wasn't that confident in my life before any time. I was not. So that confidence, what I felt there, even in the semi-final or the final, that was unbelievable. And I was 3-2 down against Liam Pullen in the final, but I still knew that I have to win 2 frames out of 2. But I was 100% sure about that. I'm going to win that final. I'm going to win. So that was brilliant. And even in the referees room, the referees lounge, I heard that from 2 referees. Everyone said that I'm going to win the final. So that was a really good feeling that not only me, rather so many people trust me. So many people is so confident about me, and it's the truth that I can play like to win the under-18s, to win a tournament like this, and to beat Liam Pullen, who is a pro now. So yeah, really enjoyed. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, story, because you struggled and then you find a way how to win, and you just had the switch in
Yeah.
your mind from being a little bit, let's say,
Yeah.
conscious to more like at the present moment.
Yeah. And I felt like I found the right humility towards the opponents and the whole situation and everything, So that's very important in the game.
So let me clarify a little bit, so at the beginning you was thinking about more about result than the process, because, you consider yourself as a favorite on paper as well.
Yeah.
And because of that reason, you played below your average game.
Yeah.
And then
on the under 16s, on the under 18s, I played myself.
Okay, so
yeah.
So the guys, that's how mind and other details are important. Conditions are important. Self-talk is important. Not only your practice and not only your other stuff. There's very good insights from your side that you tell people that, you have to consider many things to move forward to win,
Yeah.
So how, let's go back to, Hungary, where you stay at the moment. Yeah. You live in Hungary still. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So you want to go somewhere else once you are
England.
England. Yeah.
England, of course, to practice, to improve more.
Yeah.
That's the right way.
So you
Yeah.
have your own table, and
Yeah.
you practice by yourself most of the time, or you invite somebody else.
I got some Hungarian practice mates, if I can say that, practice mates. So twice a week I can practice with Hungarian players, but it's not the same,
Yeah.
how it could be and it should be in England.
How much you handicap give to them, because you are, the best player. So what kind of players you play in sparring?
To be honest, I don't really want to tell you that, because that's basically a secret. What
Okay,
I
no
do
problem,
with
no
them,
problem. I just
Just
ask a question, you can
they
answer
have
it not.
handicap. They have handicap, of course, to make me even stronger. And I have to say that that helped me so much in these 3 deciding frames, because it's a handicap. So I play always behind,
Yeah,
from behind, in every
I
frame,
know.
in every match, and I have to learn how to play if I'm behind, and that's very important, and that's a main thing, a main reason why I could be the stronger player 3 times in a row in a deciding frame.
It's like,
So
when you play a handicap match, because I can tell from my experience, and let's say balls are not in the perfect position, so you need to find a way how to play high value colors, or make it position yourself so you could actually clinch the frame on the last black, on the last pink, when there is, tricky position. So you're learning a lot, those kind of, you're just learning art of the game basically when you are playing with the handicap.
yeah.
So how many hours per week, or how many hours per day you're practicing by yourself on your table?
6 days a week. So 6 out of 7 days in a week, and I try to have the 6 hours every day.
Nice.
So that's really hard, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, you are young, and you have time, and use this time to your advantage.
And I'm studying from home.
Okay, what kind of degree you are studying?
Sorry?
What kind of subject you are studying? Subject in university?
All of them. It's like school, but I don't have to go to school. Just learn what I should have to learn in school. I learned that from home. That's all.
Okay, so just tell me more about Hungarian snooker. Is it developing, or is it just stagnating at the moment?
It's clearly developing, because I'm in the circle as well, so I was the first Hungarian player by far who won a European Championship. I was the first Hungarian player by far who played in the World Championship qualifying. So that's improving, and I can tell you there are some young players in Hungary who could improve more, and who could be in the European level. Okay, that's basically the thing what I told you now. It's up to any countries, because anyone can start to play the snooker at the age of 8 or 9, and hope that 10 years later he's going to be a pro or a European champion. But there are some 2 or 3 players in Hungary who can be
the reason why I'm asking,
good
because
player.
we are in the same kitchen. You are from the Central Europe, I'm from the Baltic states, and we have in the recent past, Andres won European Championship in men's, then Zizhens you know, won under 16s,
under 16s, yeah.
and then Pripyok's made 1-for-1 and a under 18 bronze medal, and then Anna won the you know, gold medal for the women's. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's very interesting situation because we have not as best conditions, but for some reason there is some success in, you know, in winnings. And I think one of the reasons why those young Latvian players are playing pretty okay, because we did our league Baltic States Pro Series where we played 9 events, and we have like every tournament few centuries now and many P50s. So that's helping for the match practice to improve.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
match practice, not, yeah. Okay, the conditions where you play it's important, but the match practice is important as well, of course. Yeah.
So as I know, your coach at the moment is PJ. That's correct? Or
Yeah.
somebody else? Yeah. So
there's a Hungarian coach of mine.
Yeah.
But who he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. I know him 8 years, since 8 years, and
Yeah.
I trust him so much more than anyone else. So basically, the closest person to me out of family. So he helps me so much.
Yeah, sure.
Anytime I can wish him help. I can hope his help. Sorry, I can hope his help anytime when I want. If I play a match, I call him. What happened? I tell him, and he tells me his opinion about that. So that's really good. There's a really good connection between us. And an international part, yeah, it's PJ.
Yeah.
PJ Nolan.
So besides coaching from PJ is obviously a great coach and does lots of good stuff. But anyways, how you learn outside coaching? What do you do? Do you, I don't know, you know, study certain players' pattern play, or you study what specifically you do to, you know, fine tune your game outside coaching from PG?
Practicing. So what do you mean? What else could I do outside of moving?
The question is,
sports?
there are certain players, let's say like Ronnie said, you know, when he was young, he was studying Stephen Hendry break building pattern, like how to split the backs, how to play certain shots, and he learned a lot from his like way of thinking, let's say.
You know, the basics of the game, I learned that from TV, for example.
Yeah.
If it's a good example for you. So the tactical side of the game, I learned basically all of them from television, because I'm a part commentator, or a professional commentator in Eurosport in Hungary, and I'm there twice a tournament, on every tournament 2 times, because the commentator, he's a great friend of mine, and the Hungarian people, the Hungarian watchers who likes snooker and anything, they like that if I'm besides him, and I talk about the game, about the players. So that's really good. And yeah, I can improve in the tactical side of the game from TV, because I watch every tournament, and of course I get hundreds of practice routines. So I'm not just playing at home. That's strict rules what I use at home, even on myself.
Sure. I mean, what do you think is your next stage to develop yourself? What you need to improve to get to the next
Go to
level?
England. I have to go to England. That costs so much money, but I really hope that in in some months I'm going to live in England. I really hope that. I really hope that. Not sure, but we had so big steps towards it, and
Sure.
we do everything for that.
Okay,
So
right.
that's all what I need. If I could tell you that there's no arrogance in this sentence. What I'm going to tell you, if I could go to live in England even this year, the next year I'm going to turn pro. That's 100%, 100%. I'm really sure about that.
I mean, yeah, it is very. I have respect that you have so much confidence in your ability. That's a very good treat to have. And of course, to get to the main tour, you need to get even for. Did you play this year to Cusco in Cusco or not?
I played, yeah.
And just sorry, I didn't follow you that much on Cusco. How was their result there?
On the first one, I got to the third round. I lost to Hayden Pinney 4-3. And on the second round, on the second Q school, I got. Sorry.
No problem.
On the second Q school, I got to the second round, but I lost to Mitchell Man 4-0. So but my draw was really difficult. So there were some
Sure.
strange players, even in the fourth or the fifth round, and the draw was really difficult because Hayden Pinney was going to the last round in the last 4 years. So he's a fabulous player. Until he gets to the last round, he's the strongest player in the Q school, I could tell you. And I only lost him 4-3. And Mitchell Man is the 76th best player in the world. And I got him in the second round. If I beat him to play my best, then Louis Heathcote is the next. Now he's a pro, and he was in his 20s.
Yeah, so even it's very interesting format. Cusco is probably the toughest tournament you can ever play because you can be in form, but the draw plays major role in who wins Cusco, who doesn't.
Yeah,
because there is only 8 places, so either you have to be fantastically at good form, all-around game, or draw helps you out. Some players are getting tougher draw, some players are getting a little bit easier draw.
Yeah, and the whole format is a little bit strange. I can tell you because I don't know if you saw Peter Devlin's
I
video
saw it. Just mind-blowing how difficult it is.
For the second time, and it's really true, I think.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah.
I mean, the story with the Florian when he again, on the last round lost against Alfie Burden. It was a heartbreaking moment. So
he lost to Dean Young in the last round.
Yeah, it's like I'm just saying, it's just hard. You do your best, and you're playing 1 week, and then for the next year, you are amateur. Still.
Yeah, but I'm not too sorry about Florian because that was his 6th match. But if he wins now, he's a pro, and he needed only 2 colors. So okay, that hurts, really hurts. But yeah,
I mean,
it's my opinion about Florian because I have a really nervous connection with Florian. I always try to be kind with him, and he's just fucked all of it. Doesn't matter.
I mean, that's another issue, but I'm just talking, you are younger than him, and he is putting lots of effort in winning.
Yeah, and he would deserve to be. He would deserve to be a pro.
Yeah,
he got his chances. What he couldn't leave with these chances. But yeah, he could be a pro, and he could be really good on the main tour.
Yeah, I mean, his all-round. I was playing with him in Malta, and his all-round safety play is just very, very decent.
Very good. Yeah, he would deserve to be on tour. Yeah.
And by the way, everybody said about your safety play that you were very clinical.
Yeah.
In that department.
And I you know, I learned that from home. So that's the most exciting about this. I learned all of the safety game, but I use perfectly, what I can use perfectly. That I learned that from home on my own table. So that's the most interesting about this.
Yeah, and also like your probably there are two attributes which makes you can help you in Cusco. So I think this is like your ability to have a tight cubal control and your safety play with tactics. Because usually players who have a very good potting game but they have a little bit loose cubal are not performing their best in Cusco. Usually players who are very experienced, who are not the best potters, but because they are so tactically strong and they have better cubal control on the close distance, especially under pressure, they still they get over the line more often than those players who are amazing potters, but they have a little bit loose cubal, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Okay, Bulcsu, the last question I have for you is that what you can recommend for the players who are just beginning their journey as a snooker players who want to improve the game, and also what you can advise for the players who already established themselves, let's say above century level, and what would your advice from your perspective for them?
For the young players who just started to play the snooker,
Yeah,
enjoy it.
right.
Listen to the coach, enjoy it, because that's all you can do to enjoy the game. That's all. I mean, you can be really hard in heart, you can be really brave, you can be really strong in head, but it doesn't matter if you don't enjoy the game. So for those players who just started to play snooker, the first 3 or 4 years is about to enjoy the game. That's all I can tell them.
That's
It gets
simple advice,
harder.
but very good.
It
Yeah,
gets harder. They are going to be responsible for, especially, not anyone else, just for themselves, when it's going to be even harder. And
that's nice.
European Championships, Q School, Q Tour, anything. If a player gets to that level to play on Q School, Q Tour, European Championships, then they have to, not have to, but of course there are going to be pressure, so much pressure, nerves,
Right.
heart feelings and everything. But in the first some years, all what they can do is enjoy the game.
Sure, absolutely.
And take their time. So that's all.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Bulcsu, for having a time with me and sharing some interesting thoughts about your journey in European Championships and describing about just details about your game and others. And
Don't you want to ask me about the future?
oh, sure. Yeah, I thought that you asked about that. You are planning to move to UK and then there, develop your game.
Yeah, 100%. And there are going to be so important tournaments in the future. So because you wrote me about the future and the tournaments, what is going to be in the future, I just wanted to ask you because of that. And because I got to that level where every tournament can be the tournament where I get the tour card, so I can play on that level. I can have that form where WSF World Championship, for example, if I have a good week, good concentration.
Oh yeah, really... sure, absolutely. I mean, do you planning to play in tutor every event?
Yeah, exactly. I'm really looking forward to it, because that's going to be September. It's so far, but it's going to be nice. 6 events and the playoff. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah, but you have to be like there is 1 or 2 spots for the main tour, I think, from the
2 spots. Yeah. That's the problem. That's the
yeah.
problem.
I mean, look at like as
Strange.
Devlin said, Prognell, was leading in the rankings,
Yeah.
and still it wasn't enough.
That's what Peter was talking about. So for 2 weeks on Q School, 8 tour cards. For 6 months on Q Tour, 2 tour cards. Strange.
I mean, now
So
it was like African Championships. It was a very great organized event, but of course, African Championship level is not as good as Q School. Anyways, it's
yeah,
part of the world snooker development, and I understand their point of view.
exactly.
So it's like a big difference. You are professional and you actually can consider this as a job. And then when you are amateur, then you have to wait for another year to come back and compete again to get to that card. So yeah, and yes, you're young, you have full of ambition. That's fantastic too, and you have confidence in yourself to achieve that. Great tools. That's why I wanted to have interview with you, because you are a little bit more outspoken. So that's nice.
Yeah, I think so. And my thinking is, so many people told that my thinking is just more mature than the average in my age,
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Anyways,
that's good. I like that.
Yeah. So pleasure was to talk with you. And yeah, in the future we're gonna have more interviews with the top amateur professional players like Bulcsu and anybody else who will share their subtleties and nuances about the game, which is always nice to hear for the players who are looking not only to improve, to action or just a game, but just get that mindset of a player who is actually doing full-time job in snooker. So listen, we have 2 minutes left for the Zoom end. So you're still in Bulgaria, like a championship hotel?
Holiday, yeah. The problem is
right.
Holiday. Yeah, the European Championships was in Bulgaria now, and I stay here with family. We go home tomorrow, unfortunately. And just between us, I'm a little bit sick because my throat hurts and I'm sneezing and everything, but no big problem because I'm on the beach all the time and it's good.
Just
I needed a little chill.
Of course.
I was just playing all year.
So that means after this order, you're gonna go back hardcore practicing again, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, we have 1 minute left. So thank you, Bulcsu, for being interviewed. It was a pleasure to talk with you and hear very interesting thoughts from your side and talk about the future in snooker. Thank you very much. And guys, hopefully you will enjoy that, and see you soon. Take care, guys, and take care. Bye-bye, Bulcsu then.
Thank you. Goodbye, Vilius.
Yes, bye.
Thank you.